Hello and welcome to MML Projects and Coaching, your one-stop shop for easy, simple project documentation. I'm William Newbury and I'll be your guide through today's training video. Today we're going to be looking at change control. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and let's go. So, today's short video will be structured as such. First, we'll look at what is change management, the change request form and when to use it, change controlling, the flow or the process, and then attendance to CAB or Change Authority Board. First, let's look at what is change management. So, change is an inevitable part of all projects. And managing change is vital in any project to make sure that any changes that are managed in a way that if they impact cost, quality, safety, and schedule are properly controlled and approved. Every project must follow a change control process to help the project manager handle any potential impacts. So, most of the reasons or some of the reasons for a change request might be due to poor scope definition, change of designer or supplier, change of specification, risk realization, mid-course corrections, design error, error in the estimation or uncertainty, change in owner, change in legislations, or change in business conditions. Even for a well-defined and clearly scheduled project, change should be viewed as inevitable. Therefore, the project manager needs to assess the expected stability of the project scope, i.e. the probability, frequency, and scale of the potential changes. So, when to use a change request form. If a change request is required, it doesn't necessarily need to go through change control. A change request form will only be required if it affects one of the following: increasing costs over the agreed budget, time delivery, resources, scope, quality impacting design, or level 0 or 1 milestones, which we'll talk about in a second. If your change doesn't affect any of these, you'll just need to log it in a decisions log. You'll just need to ensure that it's documented with the relevant change along with who made the decision. And you can find a decision log and many others at our website. So, milestones have been defined for each level, which will support and drive planning. As you can see on the left here, with planning levels, you've got 0s, 1s, 2s, and 3s. For a level 0, this would be about project go live or handover to BAU, the very big activities within your project. Who has the authority to move these? That would be the program manager, change authority board, and the steering committee. On your plan, this would be a one-line project or work stream with a start and a finish for the milestone. For a level 1, this could be phase completion or other major activities and key deliverables. Who has the authority to move these? This will be the program manager and change authority board. On your plan, you would need to think about the project phases. So you may have your design, build, test, train, deploy, and sustain as your level 1s. And then all dependencies between, not within projects, and between the program and external bodies. Level 2. So this would be, the description of this would be the project work streams or plan activities. And as these are lower milestones, authority to move this would be the project manager. On the plan, this would be all deliverables required to complete the program. Plan allows the work stream and project managers to manage and deliver and report progress, or exceptions. And then your level 3, which will be actions supporting the level 2. And these can be moved by the action owners. Do consider whether a level 3 and below should otherwise be in an actions log as opposed to the plan itself. So, how to change control? There are multiple stages in change controlling. The first will be to identify the change. Some of the possible triggers could be new requirements not budgeted for, significant change in the specification or design, change of vendor, or new information. Once you've identified it, you will need to categorize the change. Reason for the change. This refers to the main driver for the change and could be maintainability issues, opportunity for cost savings, capital or recurring, or items missed out while preparing the original scope. Types of change. This indicates the nature of the change and could be design, dimension, specification, material of construction, and more. Additional of new equipment or deletion of equipment, or software changes. You'd also need to think about whether a risk assessment would be required. And then change approvals. So the project manager, if it's minor cost impacting that does not affect the workstream or project budget, or the schedule only impacting level 2s or 3s as discussed previously. Program manager, so increased costs that do not exceed 10% of the program costs, and again your business and company may have a different tolerance. Or moderate cost impact. This is subjective and should be decided by the program manager. Or schedules impacting level 1 milestones. The program steering board or steerco, if there is a change in the budget that is not covered by the 10% contingency. Or major changes, significant costs which are above the 10%. Or schedule that impacts the level 0 milestones that could impact business delivery. So, how will the change flow or the process? Now you can make this as complicated as you want, but we've tried to make it as simple as possible. As you can see on the left, we've got a start section. When you're starting, that means the change has been determined. Then you will need to note if it impacts one of the following. As noted before, does it impact costs, time delivery, resources, scope, quality, or level 0 or milestones, which we discussed previously? If no, it'll just need to be logged on a radar log or RAID log. And you can find a copy of this and many more at our website www.mmlproco.com. If it does, then you will need to complete a change request form. This will be submitted to your PMO, where they will vet it to ensure it has all the relevant information. If not, it will be submitted back to the change requester to recomplete it. If yes, it will then get submitted to the change authority board. And as you can see, there are various SLAs assigned to each of these tasks, which can be determined by your own company. It'll then be presented at the change authority board, where they would discuss if it is approved or would need to be issued for impact assessment. If it's approved, it will then get logged in a decisions log with the status of approved or denied. However, if it is not approved, it would then be reissued back for further information. It would then re-go round the cycle. However, if a decision is made, it will be logged as noted, and then the process would be completed. So, CAB and who should attend. The Change Authority Board, or CAB, delivers support to the programme to advise of required changes which could affect other workstreams or projects. The CAB will require stakeholders from the programme to ensure changes are discussed, impact assessed, and/or approved or rejected. When and where applicable, the meeting may require individuals from outside the quorum to attend, or to assist in the impact assessment. As a minimum, the meeting will require change requester, sponsor, program manager, project managers, PMO, and IT lead. Remember, request, meet, decide. Thank you for watching this short video on change control. My name is William Newbury, and you can find all of our information at our website at www.mmlproco.com. And until next time, thank you.